Okay, so here's this Sony Viao laptop. I'm just unplugging it from the mains. It has been charging overnight, so everything falls on the floor. I'm just going to start it up now. So this is running on batteries. Start the clocks. I'm not sure if these two clocks say the same thing, but we'll soon find out. Now this is a Windows XP computer, and a good one, 1 minute 15 seconds for the icons to first appear. And when Windows XP was new, you could reckon to be able to get going on your work at about 1 minute 45 seconds. But that's, as Windows XP became subject to more and more updates, that got longer and longer, and this computer takes anything between 4 and 6 minutes for the little hard drive light that you can see flickering away there, the middle one, for that to calm down. So you can start using the keyboard once the I've got to do this. There is no password on this at the moment, but I do have to push it along. So it's continuing to boot up. We're just over the minute. A merry tune. Both the clocks saying about the same thing. So 1 minute 15 seconds will be where I expect to start to see icons. So we're about 10 seconds shy of that so far. But there they come. Now the computer is still working. There are things that load up and run at startup as indicated by the different icons that appear here, and two big culprits that slow things down are Skype and Dropbox in my experience, but you may have your own bête noirs to contend with. So I've taken this computer off charge, and in a minute we'll have a look at the display area down here, and it should show us that we've got 2 hours of battery life, which is not that far off when the computer was new. But if I leave the computer overnight, I can start it up the next morning. If I leave it to a second overnight, the battery will have discharged so far that I'm not able to. So that's fairly typical of laptops as time wears on. Now I've got 2 little switches here. One of them switches the wireless on and off, and it is on at the moment, and switches the Bluetooth on and off as well. Either they're both on or they're both off. And this little switch here is set to speed, but I could click it over to the left and give it stamina, depending. If I was sitting out in the middle of nowhere typing, I think I'd want stamina. But if I'm at home and able to plug it back into the mains, I think I would want speed. So there we are, the stuff's come back now. The hard drive has calmed down, which means that mostly the processing power and everything is available to us. So there are, that's not bad. 3 minutes 15 seconds. I'm quite proud of that. And here's our little battery symbol, 2 hours 30 minutes, 90% remaining, so that's good. What else have we got down here? We are connected to the internet. Right, let's bring up a web page on my local broadband. This computer's got an 80 gigabyte hard drive, which is 33 gigabytes free. That's about 45%. It's got Microsoft Office 2003 and one of the versions of OpenOffice. It's version 3 or later. I'm afraid I can't remember which. But it's protected by AVG antivirus and Spybot Search and Destroy. And there's also a version of Registry Mechanic installed. So AVG and Spybot, if I was using the computer every day, which I never have, I would be running that, updating those and running them, the scans once a week. Registry Mechanic, I use that quite a lot because I got this computer as a result of it being discarded by a customer. Very well-heeled customer invited me to his stately pile, and the son had just come back from public school, and they couldn't get the computer to boot up. Now, when I diagnosed that this was about 18 months old, that the hard drive had failed, the internal hard drive, and then they didn't have any media to what's going on here? Oh, Xmarks. No, I don't want to log into Xmarks at the moment. So we'll just go for a page. So we'll go at BBC. Oh, it won't let me. Right. So here we are. Leeds Bradford BBC weather. We'll put up a new tab. Not sure I've got any bookmarks or favourites on this computer. So if I bring up, I don't know, what we have? www. Oh, let's pick one of these. Aberystwyth Holiday Cottages. That's a long way away, isn't it? Here we are. So response is not bad, not bad. Yeah. So they didn't have any media. I gave them an estimate for a new hard drive and buying all the software, and they said nah, and they bought a new laptop for the kid. Unfortunately, he'd left it in a locker or something and come home, and by the time he recovered it and brought it into my tender mercies, the warranty had expired, and Sony didn't want to know, but he bought a new one and he was happy as a sandboy. Now, what else can I tell you? I've got a DVD in the drive here, so just click that in and that should start up very shortly. I mean, this screen is, what is it, sort of tablet size really, isn't it? Or maybe a tiny bit bigger. You can see my school ruler here, 12 inches, and you know, it's but it's got a decent sized keyboard. In my computer support business, I've carried this computer around a lot, but I've never really used it continuously, because for me its value was, you know, I'd go somewhere and they say, oh, the printer's not working. Well, is it the printer or is it the computer? I'd bring this pure computer along, plug their printer in, and if the printer worked on this one but not on their own, I'd know I was looking for a computer problem, not a printer problem. And the same with broadband. If they couldn't get broadband, could this computer get it when their own one? So it was used in that kind of way. Most of the places I took it to never even unpacked it. Play the movie. So yeah, it's not exactly had what you call a hard life, and it's a lovely computer. I loved it, and I would still be hanging on to it, except by the same process of people abandoning computers. I got a later one. It's not as neat and compact and nice as this one. I mean, this when this was new, it was the bee's knees. It must have been about 1,500 quid. But there we go. That was then, and this is now. So here it is on sale. You know, I hope you'll make a bid for it, and I hope you'll enjoy it. Oh, DVD light banging away down there. Sure it's going to do something soon. It comes with a mouse and the mains power unit and a nice little zip case, which you can see that all that stuff in the stills photographs. So there we are, that's the end.